Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to discuss the topic differentiation. Find the dy dx when x equals to 0. For the first situation, y is equals to ln bracket x plus square root of x squared plus 1. So before I further the discussion, let us determine the value of y. If x is equals to 0, so we will have y equals to ln bracket 1. So y equals to ln 1, meaning that y will be equals to 0. So next we are going to differentiate the situation. So before we differentiate, it is better for us to modify the situation. So we will have e to the power of y equals to x plus square root of x squared plus 1. Or we can say e to the power of y equals to x plus bracket x squared plus 1 to the power of 1 over 2. Let us differentiate the situation with respect to x. Differentiate e to the power of y and we will have e to the power of y. Differentiate the power y, we will have dy dx equals to, differentiate the x, we will have 1. Differentiate the square root of x squared plus 1, we will have 1 over 2 bracket x squared plus 1 power of negative 1 over 2. Multiply with the differentiation x squared plus 1 and we will have 2x. Simplify the situation, e to the power of y bracket dy dx equals to 1 plus with x over square root of x squared plus 1. So in order to find the first derivative, we have to substitute the value into y and x. So if x equals to 0, y also equals to 0. So e to the power of 0 bracket dy dx equals to 1 plus 0 over 1. So e to the power of 0, we will have 1. So meaning that dy dx equals to 1. Now we are going to discuss the second situation. So as usual, before we further our discussion in the differentiation, it is better for us to determine the value of y. If the value of x is equals to 0, meaning that y is equals to e to the power of 0 bracket 1 over 1. So finally, y will be equals to 1. Next, we are going to differentiate the situation. So before we start differentiate, we need to modify the situation. So my suggestion would be cross multiply the square root of x plus 1. So we will have square root of x plus 1 multiplied with y is equals to e to the power of 2x bracket 2x cubed plus 1. The situation can be expressed in the form of x plus 1 to the power 1 over 2 y equals to e 2x bracket 2x to the power of 3 plus 1. So by using the product rule, we are going to differentiate the situation. Y bracket 1 over 2 bracket x plus 1 to the power of negative 1 over 2. Differentiate the internal function, which is x plus 1, and we will have 1. Plus x plus 1 to the power 1 over 2, differentiate y, and we will have dy dx equals to, next we are going to focus where this is u and this is v. Differentiate the situation, we are going to use the product rule where we will have 2x to the power of 3 plus 1, differentiate e to the power of 2x, so we will have e to the power of 2x, focus on the power, differentiate the power, and we will have 2 plus e to the power of 2x, differentiate 2x cubed plus 1, and we will have 6x squared. So simplify the situation where we will have y over 2 square root of x plus 1 plus square root of x plus 1 dy dx equals to 2e to the power of 2x bracket 2x to the power of 3 plus 1. Finally, plus 6x squared e to the power of 2x. Substitute the value x equals to 0 and y equals to 1 in order to determine the first derivative. So if we substitute the value, so we will have 1 over 2 plus dy dx equals to 2 e to the power of 0 bracket 1 plus 6 multiply with 0 e to the power of 0. So in this case, this one will become 0 and this one will become 2. So finally, dy dx is equals to 2 minus 1 over 2. So the first derivative will be equals to 3 over 2. So here we are, and thanks for watching.